Konnichiwa, minaboku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. This is the third time I'm trying to record this video. I keep messing up, but it is what it is. Welcome back to another Eurovision reaction video. This might be my last one for 2024. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to get through, so it might be long. But first and foremost, this video is brought to you by Hall's Candy, because my voice still sucks because I seem to have picked up a cold this week and it's not really gotten that much better. So I have a Hall's Candy in my mouth to help me try to get through this without coughing too much. I may still cough. I apologize if I do. Hashtag not actually sponsored by Hall's, but still. Anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, let's discuss what has occurred. And as you can see on the picture, there, the picture over here, Nemo from Switzerland has won Eurovision 2024. Now, we knew it was going to come down to Switzerland and Croatia pretty much. It was a little bit of a nail-biter there for a while. I was like, could France possibly win? Was there a world where Israel could have won? Because they got the first big push of jury votes, but it was quickly pushed down. Could Ukraine have won? But no, it came down to Switzerland and Croatia. I am okay with this. I wish it could have gone to Marco, also known as Baby Lasagna, from Croatia, because he deserved it. Nemo deserved it, though. And this also puts us in an historical moment, because Nemo is the first non-binary contestant to win Eurovision. And not only that, but Bambi Thug, our other non-binary contestant from Ireland, came in 6th place after Ireland not qualifying for 6 years, but 5 contests because 2020 was cancelled due to COVID. Bambi Thug came in 6th. So that's awesome. Both non-binary contestants in the top 10 this year. Amazing, amazing stuff. And now Eurovision this year, it's been a ride. Not all of it good. There's been a lot of stuff going on. We can unpack a little bit about that. First of all, the hosts. They chose to do 2 hosts this year. Malin Ackerman and Pietra Mede. Med, I think. Anyway, I'm bad with my pronunciations. I apologize. Pietra's done it for 3 times now. Versus last year with the UK, where they had 3 hosts for the majority of it. 1 Ukrainian host, 2 British hosts. And then Graham Norton came in on the grand final because he's a huge Eurovision fan. And the UK commentator, I should listen to what he said this year. Especially since UK got 0 points from the televote again. But, hey, they didn't come last place. None of the big 5 came last place this year. But it was a shocker to me who did come last place in the grand final. We'll get to that. There was that other British lady this year. I don't know who she was, but she was funny. All of them were quite funny. Like the song, You're Good to Go, badly timed with what's happened, as it's a song that's kind of an ode to the gentleman that runs Eurovision and might have to step down now, some are speculating, after what happened this year. Bit of a train crash, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess they were like, well, Russia's out. What other controversies can we do this year? And, well, we have controversy. So you can never not have controversy at Eurovision, I guess. But anyway, the song was funny, though. All of the little bits kind of landed. I mean, throughout the semifinals and the final, the little comedy bits that they did, they were kind of silly, but it was still funny. And overall, the host handled things really, really well, considering everything. There was a lot of booing this time. You could actually hear it when they were doing the points reveal from the juries from Netherlands, who were upset because Joost Klein was not allowed to take part and basically disqualified over something that was released from the Netherlands news people said that it was a situation where he had come off stage as an announced winner, was heading to the press room, and had asked several times for a Swedish journalist not to film him. And that went ignored. So he turned around and made a gesture to the journalist did not actually touch her, but things got allegedly blown out of proportion, and things got escalated. There was a police presence, and I guess Eurovision felt to take the stance to disqualify the Netherlands versus disqualifying Israel when there was a lot of other documented cases of the Israeli delegation going after some of the other countries, which today, early on, Bambi Thug missed their rehearsal because they had some emergency meetings. Bambi Thug, I think Ollie, Nemo, and Marina Sati. I think all of them went to talk to the EBU about some stuff going on, but it was kind of swept under the rug. There was a lot of weird things happening this year, and a lot of people feel that it's because Moroccan Oil is the main sponsor, which I think it is the last year of it being the main sponsor, because I heard that there's a cruise company that might be coming in. Take that with a grain of salt. But so the booing was noticeably cut down, but you could hear it this time. It was whenever Israel performed, whenever Israel was shown in the green room, when the results were revealed. There was a moment that was weird because you could tell the hosts were both very uncomfortable when they were just about to announce Israel's score, because there was a lot of booing going on in the arena, but it sounded like they were trying to use their anti-booing technology to make it cheers. But you could audibly hear it this time, I'm sure, and you could tell by their faces, like they were just kind of like looking at each other like, oh God, what are we going to do? And they went through this kind of last night too, when Netherlands was told, or basically announced as not being able to perform. But they handled it very well. And I'm sure Pietra did not sign up for this to be her third run in the hosting spot and have to deal with this kind of stuff. But hey, it comes with the territory. I've dealt with some stuff before as a host at smaller events than Eurovision, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable. But you know what? They did it with poise and grace, and so hats off to the hosts. There was nothing wrong with them. They did amazingly, and the little jokes were funny. I thought they were hilarious. It was nice to have ABBA's in there. It was nice to have Conchita, Charlotte Pirelli, and oh my goodness, what's the other lady's name? Hold on, I wrote it down because I sent it. I sent like a screenshot or a video to my family about it. Carola, there we go. Carola, Charlotte Pirelli, and of course Conchita Wurst, all winners in their own right, coming in and singing Waterloo when they had ABBA up there. It was unfortunate that ABBA didn't come live, and it was a little odd with that thing that they did, because it's some kind of laser show or like some kind of show that they do, I guess, but it's them, but it's not them live. I don't know. It's almost like it was AI'd, I guess. I don't know. It was a little awkward, but still, it was nice to have them there, especially since it's the 50th anniversary of ABBA's win in 1974. Switzerland's win was last 1988 when Celine Dion won for Switzerland. So that's what, 98, 2008, 2018, 1920, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 36 years. 36 years. And now they've won once again, and it will be hosted in Switzerland next year, which is awesome. I wish it could have gone to Croatia, but I'm pretty sure this is Croatia's best result they have ever had. So congratulations, Marco, you did amazing. Nemo, you did amazing. Everybody did amazing this year. But I think it's time to talk about the jury results before we get into all of the final results here. And I'm just going to have to make a quick little update here. For those of you wondering how I do my videos for this, I use Streamlabs. I got it for like Twitch and stuff like that, and I'm not on Twitch as much as I used to be, which even then wasn't that much. But you can record stuff and you can move stuff around in it, so it's really nice to have. So that's how I bring this stuff up. Anyway, so after the juries voted, the highest scores basically went to Israel, Switzerland, Croatia, Ukraine. I believe those were the highest scores overall. I was watching it. I'm like, okay, interesting. Estonia hasn't gotten anything. They were sitting at 0 for a long time. I kind of figured they would. It's not. It's the least favorite entry, I think, of mine this year. Portugal was also not a big favorite of mine, but Portugal did really well. The performance was amazing, and for me, the bottom of this was going to be Estonia. That's not what happened, though. That's not what ended up happening. This is just the jury votes here. But the juries, as you can see, absolutely favored Switzerland. We knew Switzerland was going to be a jury vote magnet because of the staging, the song, and Nemo's vocals were astounding, as usual. It was all over the place. Now, traditionally, a same genre of song as the winner prior, like the year prior, doesn't win. And some people could argue that The Code and Tattoo are similar. They're kind of pop songs. One's more of a ballad, and then you've got this like pop, rap, dance, operatic. Like it ticks so many boxes, so it is different enough. And it's almost like a combination of pop meets the folk rap dance song of Ukraine meets. There's no rock elements in it, really. It's not really a rock opera. It's kind of a pop opera, I guess, with rap in there. So the song is many, many different genres. So it definitely stood out. France also did really well with the juries and might have done better had he not had a tiny little blip, but it was just a small one. But still did very well. He stopped his rehearsal, actually. There's that part where he stands away from the mic and just does an a cappella part. And while the audience has been really good to let him just have his moment to shine, he used the rehearsal last night, or this morning, one of the two, to basically give a message about peace and just stop the song completely. But it's a rehearsal, so it didn't count for anything. So, points wise, objectively, it counted to the crowd, though. I bet the crowd was super happy to get that message. Bambi Thug was very, very vocal throughout the last couple of days as well, thoroughly using a lot of expletives. But Bambi and Nemo are like super close. You know, they're really good friends, and so Bambi even gave Nemo their crown, like the witch crown, to wear at the last performance there. And yes, Nemo broke the code and the trophy out of excitement. It happens. I mean, you're stunned. You're in the moment. You have adrenaline going. I don't know why they didn't bring Nemo's prop out to use, because that would have made the final song even more, because they did with Loreen last year. But I think Nemo was just so, just overwhelmed, and still did a really good performance. Breaking the trophy, I don't think it's a big deal. They'll probably get another one for them. Yes, they're kind of pricey, but I mean, you're the winner, right? They'll give you another one. And I don't think this is the first time it's happened. I think it has happened before. So anyway, moving on. Italy scored pretty high. Ukraine. Ireland scored really well with the jury. Top 10 jury, which is amazing. It was nice that Germany came top 10 with the jury as well too. Armenia, Sweden, Portugal, Ireland, Ukraine, Italy, Croatia, France, Switzerland. I am shocked that the Netherlands... No, not Netherlands. I am shocked that the Netherlands wasn't in it. But I was shocked that Norway scored so low with the juries. That staging was amazing. But again, the juries killed the rock songs this year, as people are probably going to be talking about like last year. So we're going to be opening up that conversation again. Should the juries be removed completely, or should the juries stay but have a little bit less say? What they did say too, which kind of I was thinking that they might have just known there was going to be a tie between Switzerland and Croatia, at which point Croatia would have won, because they stipulated that if there was a tie, whoever the televote voted for would be the winner, because that's the people's choice. But Switzerland ended up winning. So, but I mean, Marco still did amazing. Like the amount of televote points that he got over the jury still propelled him way up to be a second place winner, which was good. Luxembourg, I am a little surprised that they got such a good jury score. Like in terms of staging, there wasn't too much there. Um, I don't know why United Kingdom didn't get a good jury score. Maybe it was because of all these vocals. Let's see. Estonia, we kind of figured that wasn't going to get a good jury score. Same with Finland. I mean, Finland is a televote bait song. I really thought Norway would be too, but I think Norway was more divisive than Ireland was. Maybe it was because the Irish song was in English and the Norwegian song was Norwegian. I don't know. I mean, Slovenia, Norway, and Estonia all coming bottom four. The only one of the bottom four that was English was Finland of the jury. I don't think it really, I don't know if that would really hurt it though. I don't think so. Spain was the lowest of the big five, but not a single big five came last place this year. That's pretty awesome. So Spain came in 19th place. So to have a top 20 finish for all of the top or the big five is great and unheard of in recent times. It was nice to see. I'm very proud of that and very excited for that. So whereas production issues and behind the scene issues were a big fault this year, the point system and the fact that it wasn't so cut and dry like last year, like we knew it was going to be Finland and Sweden early on. This year it was still kind of all over the place, and even when they did the jury votes into the televote, we were like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen?" Martin Osterdahl, I think that's how you pronounce his name, had to do the Netherlands results for the jury, and that didn't go over well. Again, it's almost like they didn't use the anti-booing for that. Like I think he just kind of owned that. They were mad at him. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if maybe he gets kicked out and they have someone new running it next year, because this is a big, potentially big controversy, like a huge one this year. And so many people have felt that Israel's participation versus Russia being kicked out and not Israel, it's such a, I don't know, it's a calamity year. We'll call 2024 a Eurovision calamity year. I think that's a good term for it. So Georgia should have gotten a higher jury score, in my opinion. The staging and the performance was astounding. So the fact that Georgia was so low, I would have put Georgia way above Luxembourg. But again, Luxembourg just came back. I mean, Georgia just came back into the final after, 7 or 8 years? So come on, you could have shown them more love. Like, Latvia scored higher than Georgia. And Georgia was all over the place, at least by the jury vote. So let's take a look now and see where the final scores sit overall. So I'm going to have to fix this because all of these images are like different sizes. And it's like, okay, let's do this. There we go. Look at that. How does that look on the screen? I hope that looks good for you guys. So the biggest shocker, the biggest overall shocker to me tonight was not Switzerland winning. Was not Israel getting the first amount of massive points. It was kind of written in there, kind of figured it might happen. But the fact that Norway, of all of the songs with perfect vocals and an amazing stage, and yeah, it's a rock song and not really my forte, but I'm shocked that Norway came last, even with the televote. I'm shocked that the United Kingdom got 0 points from the televote. Ollie was among 3 contestants who had the weaker vocals this grand final, I would say. But his weren't terrible. And the 3, I would say, Serbia, surprisingly, I was a little bit surprised. I wonder if she was sick. But Serbia was weaker than usual, vocal-wise. United Kingdom and though she has done better every single time, and I think tonight was the best performance yet, Colleen from Austria, who went last. Colleen, closing out the show this year, was much better than Mae Muller's performance last year. I will say that too. Austria's song, my second favorite after The Tower from Poland, over all the songs this year. I'm very happy that Austria didn't come last, came in second last, but, still the performance was amazing. But I would have been okay in a world where Austria came after Norway if Norway was at least second last and not dead last, because Norway had the whole package. The only difference, really, aside from Colleen's vocals being a little bit weaker, was the language. But you look at Croatia coming in second. No, Croatia was English too. Wait. Top of the top 10. Portugal was Portuguese. Sweden was English. Armenia was Armenian. Italy was Italian. Ireland was English. Israel was English with a little bit of Hebrew. France was French. Ukraine was English. Croatia was English. Switzerland was English. Are we going back to that era of people favoring the English songs? It would make more sense with the rest of the world vote generally, because English is the dominant language kind of worldwide. But still, to me, there's no reasoning why Norway is last place. I just don't understand it. Again, not one of my favorite songs, but they deserved way better than last place. So something's a little... Austria coming second last. Again, vocals, okay, versus everything else. But I love We Will Rave. Such a fun rave song. I love it. I want to perform it. I love it. I can't dance as good as her, but amazing. And Colleen, I'm so glad you had your chance to be on the Eurovision stage. You did amazing. Not that you're ever going to watch this video, but not that any of these people will, but I was so happy that you got to perform it and that you made it into the final. Slovenia's Lady Gaga, Raven, coming in third last. Again, a little shocking. Maybe not super, super shocking, because Slovenia was a country a lot of people didn't think would make it in. But they did. And then we have Spain. And honestly, she did amazing. The whole performance was great. Spain. Some people would say that Spain was the weakest of the top five, or the big five countries. To me, Sweden was the weakest of the top, like the big six, if you include the one that, just in song style. And execution, yes, they had an amazing staging, so I could see why they did so great. I think Air was a better song that Marcus and Martinez should have come with last year, but Lorene's Tattoo was still my favorite, and I'm so glad that Lorene won. Spain, I love it. Spain was my favorite, I think, Spain and UK were my favorites of the top five, or the big five. I keep saying top five of the big five countries, yet they came the lowest of the big five countries this year. But still, at least UK got jury points, but not televote points. Was the performance too gay? But then again, Nemo's non-binary. You have the Irish Witch, which was a lot of people thought was controversial because of the satanic imagery, more pagan, really. But people were focusing on her, and so I thought that might hurt her. But then sorry, not her. I mean them. I'm sorry, Bambi Thug. Them. Ireland, they came forward and were standing up continuously. I mean, Ollie was too, against what's going on in the Middle East right now too. But anyway, so I thought United Kingdom did a really, really good job. But anyway, Estonia coming higher than any of the others to me is a travesty. I cannot believe Estonia came higher than Norway. I really can't. It's camp, yes, and a lot of people, that's really the only thing I could see that happened, was it was just super camped. But the song, vocally, it sounds terrible. Audibly, in general, it sounds terrible. There's a kind of that weird dance thing that they do, and yes, it's silly. But Estonia, in my opinion, should have been last place in this, but I'll leave it at that. So I'm sorry, Estonia, but versus some of your other songs that you've sent recently. Like last year was amazing. The year before, Hope, really good song too. But this one, anyway. Finland, okay. Televote bait, but not enough televote bait. And I wonder if we had the Netherlands, if Joost had been allowed to perform, would this have gone down even further? Would the jury have... The jury probably would have also marked Netherlands down because there wasn't a lot happening on stage. And even if he was allowed to be back in the contest and perform, or the song, but maybe not live, and if they would have shown the semifinal performance, that was a really weak one. So I don't see Netherlands being super high anyway. It would have been more middle, even with the scores, because I do think that still we would have had a massive... Actually, if anything, it might have pulled away from Croatia. I don't know. We will never know, because of the injustice of Joost Klein being kicked out of the contest this year. Serbia, again, I felt her vocals were weaker than they have been, but still delivered very well. Beautiful song. I still love it. It's absolutely amazing. So I can see why it would be lower than Portugal. It also starts off really slow. The fact that Latvia is still here in the mid of the table, people obviously like him, like Dons, and Dons I think is one of the big popular stars in Latvia. So the fact that he scored so well, that's really good. So good for Latvia, but still higher than Norway. I don't know. Higher than Georgia? Really? Anyway, Cyprus getting higher than those two was a little shocking. Cyprus shouldn't have been as high. I think Georgia should have taken the place of Cyprus. Let's be real here. I mean, I would even put Georgia above Italy in terms of performance. Like, Nutza is the best of the girl bops this year. The best performer. Like, her vocals never faltered. Her staging is amazing. But at least Georgia made it into the final, and Latvia did, and Ireland did, and they all did pretty good. So none of them came last. So great. Lithuania, I'm a little shocked that Lithuania scored so low, because it was actually, for a little while, it was a top contender to win early on. But I guess everything else was just executed a little bit better. The song kind of doesn't really build energy. It kind of just stays mid-energy, so maybe that's why. Germany coming in 12th place. That is great for Germany. The fact that Germany placed higher this year than last year, and they took the risk last year, but this one could be considered a safe entry. I do think we're going to see more safe entries from Germany. Speaking of Germany, Jendrik has been posting some stuff about the Joost Klein incident and Israel stuff on his social media. I think you should check it out. People are unfairly attacking him, putting words in his mouth, but no, there's basically he's saying that they shouldn't have, like, people shouldn't be booing. Like, that's such a, but if they are booing, instead of covering it up, it should be heard. It should be allowed to be heard and not like covered up with their anti-booing technology. I mean, if it's happening, it's happening, right? Nobody wants to be booed at, but it's not like they're covering it up for Eden. She hears it. Everybody hears it at the arena. So, like, anyway. Germany. Okay, Greece. Marina Sati. Her vocals were much better than they were in the semifinal. I think she's feeling a little better, so that's great. Dancing is still a little bit cardboard-like, so I think 11th place is okay. 11th works. Portugal coming 10th, great result for them as well. Portugal did really good last year as well, too, so it seems like they're kind of on the up and up here. I still prefer stay, though. Oh, wait, that was Lithuania. No, Portugal last year. Mimi Cat, really good. Or was Portugal 11th last year? Lithuania came in the top 5. Sorry. Mimi Cat, though. And seeing Monica and Mimi again, that was nice. There were some previous contestants and constructed, too, for Serbia, delivering the points. Katia pulled out. Katia was supposed to deliver the points for Finland, but pulled out because, I assume, of what happened with Joost. He's friends with Joost and probably doesn't agree with it. And Yeah. Sweden, ninth place. I mean, okay. If it was going to come top 10, I would have even put it 10th. I would have put Portugal over Sweden, but it's not bad. It's a good spot for them. Armenia, so glad they came in top 10. Definitely the standout song of the entire contest in terms of just individuality and well, okay, that in Switzerland obviously, but in terms of like ethnic sound, even more so than Greece. Like Armenia's was beautiful. And I would have even put Armenia above Italy. I would have put it above Israel. I would have kept Ireland above Armenia, but like still, Armenia, great top 10. I'm so happy for you. Italy, seventh place. I mean, a lot of people thought Italy was a contender to win. I never felt it really. Her dress looked amazing. Her dancing was on point. Her vocals were great. But in terms of a song in general, I do hope that this doesn't make Italy shy away from bringing in female singers again. Like we had a long run of male performers for Italy, and that's fine. And we've kind of seen that a lot with Germany recently too, and some other countries. But hopefully they won't just discount female singers and performers. I hope that they will still give them an equal chance each year to enter. But I mean, Italy still came in top 10, so that's not a bad result whatsoever. Maybe to Italians it might be, but it's not a bad result. I mean, come on, hold your horses. You could be Spain or United Kingdom, who are kind of on the lower half, but still, they didn't get complete bottom this year. So none of the top five countries, the big five countries got the bottom this year. Ireland, number 6. Ireland should be above Israel, in my opinion. Ireland and Ukraine should be together, honestly. But Ireland, I'm so, again, not really my type of music, but I do love the staging element of this. This was a show. This was my staging winner overall. The whole package, the camera cuts, is like perfect performance. The song was screamo, jazz, goth. Just a weird mix of everything. But Bambi's dancing was great. They are an amazing ballet artist. I don't want to say ballerina, but was in ballet, so a ballet artist. And they performed super amazingly well again, especially despite all the stuff going on and not being able to do the rehearsal today. Still on point. Amazing. And nice to see Bambi super positive about a lot of stuff and saying love will conquer all at the end as well. See, Bambi's not a Satanist. Pagan. Israel coming in 5th. Good for them. Eden's song is a nice song. It's a good song. She performed it well, very well. But the booing, you could hear it over the anti-booing technology stuff that they tried to do, and it just made it sound weird. But in the face of adversity and the detractors and people upset and being rude to Eden kept a smile and managed to make it through. That does not excuse the blatant disregard for the safety and the respect for the other delegations allegedly by other members of the Israeli delegation. Again, if you're going to be expecting respect from people, you need to also give respect to people. So as much as Eurovision is trying to say they're not a political thing, it's a political thing. The Ukraine performance, well, we'll get to that in a minute. France, Slimane did great. His vocals were on point again. Today he flawless, with that a cappella moment too, still amazing to be able to project your voice that much. That's awesome. I know my friend Heather can do it too. The one that I told you guys that Aiko reminds me of. So great for France. I would have put Ireland above France, just in terms of the staging is better, the whole package is better. But I mean, vocal-wise, France was good. Ukraine, we knew Ukraine was probably going to be top 5. A very religious song, a very tongue-in-cheek, when you think about it, song about what's going on in Ukraine. So it is interesting about the whole thing going on with the song choice for Israel versus Ukraine. I thought it was like a comet thing that was happening when Jerry Heil was walking up the cliff, but it's actually I was watching some stuff last night, and it's kind of emulating video of the missiles coming into Ukraine from Russia. So there is a political message in there, really hidden in there, well enough, I guess. But beautiful song, beautiful vocals. I mean, absolutely amazing. Marco, Baby Lasagna, Croatia. I still feel Croatia should have won. There was a 46 point lead. Is it 46-point lead? Maybe, unless my math is wrong, which it probably is. But still, like the top two, both in the 500s. I mean, Switzerland almost at 600. Switzerland got more jury votes than Loreen did last year, I think. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think Loreen got 560 something, and I think Switzerland got 570 something. Anyway, or not five. Sorry, two. Whatever. It was just a little bit more than Loreen got last year. But Croatia, amazing. You could tell the energy level was great. You could tell he was having an amazing time. Second place is not something to be upset about. Croatia's best result ever. I'm pretty sure on that. So Marco, you are a hero. You're a hero to cat dads everywhere. Your performance was amazing, and your career is definitely going to take off. I can guarantee the boy from Croatia who has to leave everything to find fame and try to make his fortune, you're going to do it. You've got this. Don't worry. You're good to go. And then our winner, Switzerland, Nemo. Nemo was genuinely shocked throughout the whole announcing of the jury votes and the televote. Didn't know what to say. Obviously completely emotionally, like it's just like what's going on here. Now gets to wear the crown, the crown of glory. I mean, Bambi Thug gave them their crown to wear and perform with on stage for the the last performance after winning, and Nemo did great. Absolutely amazing. So I'm fine with the Switzerland win. It's great. I wish Croatia could have got their first win, but hey, they're on a great trajectory. But I mean, Iceland was on a great trajectory too for a few years there, and look what's happened. Non-qualifications for a couple of years now. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, takeaway overall, it was, aside from the stuff going on behind the scenes, the actual performances were done very well. The hosting was done very well. Loreen's performance was amazing. The fact that she did her brand new song and mixed it in with Tattoo as well. It was just a great. And I love her new song. It's very like techno-y 90s dance kind of throwback. And there's a lot of that coming back. So great to have Loreen there. And I love that the hosts were wearing long nails when they introduced her as well too. So and, I don't remember the name of the guy now because he was like right at the beginning, but the guy that opened the show singing that song from the same year that ABBA won. I hear it all the time on the radio, but I didn't know that was by a Swedish gentleman. So nice way to open the show. Bringing back like older performers and stuff. And just, it was nice having so much nostalgia. Like, I think they had a really good equal staging for everybody, in that respect. So awesome. Anyway, that was Eurovision 2024. Overall, like I said, aside from the elephants in the room of all of the stuff that was going on, I do think that it was a good show, good performances from everybody. And now they can relax and they can party, or they can just, Eurovision's done. They can go back to their lives and do what they like to do until Eurovision comes back next year in Switzerland. It'll be interesting to see if anybody asks Netta where she thinks it's going to be held next year, because that's the thing that everybody dreads, is because she's always wrong. She's always wrong with where it's going to be hosted. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But thank you so much, guys. Let me know down below what you thought of the show, what your feelings were towards the winners, if you think anybody got robbed. Again, like I said, the biggest surprise for me was Norway being the lowest. I think they got robbed, but all right. And I will see you guys next time with either maybe more Eurovision content or something else, but keep an eye on this channel. Don't forget, I do have a Eurovision radio show every Friday from 10 to 11 p.m. Pacific time in Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. So you can check it out at 92.5 FM if you're in the city here, or you could tune in on the TuneIn or Stream apps or any other radio streaming apps. Look up CFBX Kamloops 92.5, and you have to stream it live, but it's, again, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Fridays Pacific time, so BC time. And it's the Vision of Eurovision with a new season coming out pretty soon. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and Eurovision Junior will be happening in Madrid, Spain, I think they announced yesterday. So, interesting.